What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Cosmic Wonder, where we talk all things Marvel and MCU. I'm your host, Warren Thompson, and yesterday we got the first official teaser trailer for Thor Love and Thunder, and it did not disappoint. It was worth the wait. In the trailer, we saw the new Thor. We saw him getting in shape after he was Bro Thor in Avengers Endgame. We saw the Guardians of the Galaxy. We saw Zeus and Olympus, and we got our first look at Jane Foster's The Mighty Thor. However, one person that we did not get a first look at is Gorr the God Butcher, the villain of this film, who is going to be played by Christian Bale. Now, there are many theories going around right now about why we didn't get our first look at Gorr the God Butcher. We know that there were reshoots going on very recently for Thor Love and Thunder, so maybe those reshoots had to do with Christian Bale's character Gorr, and maybe his character wasn't ready to be shown yet, or maybe they're saving this first look for a possible cameo in Moon Knight. After all, Gorr is the God Butcher, and gods play a very prominent role in the Moon Knight series, so who knows? But yesterday, Marvel Studios did roll out a new synopsis for the film that does mention Gorr the God Butcher, even though we don't see him in the trailer. So let's break down what it says and compare it to what we see in the trailer. We also do have a cool Spider-Man Easter egg to talk about today as well. One relating to Thor Love and Thunder, and one relating to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness that gives us signs that perhaps Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is going to be in the film. So let's get started, and of course, if you're new, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest videos. So this official plot synopsis was released yesterday from Marvel Studios to the press when the trailer and the new poster came out for Thor Love and Thunder. And here's what it reads. A new trailer and poster are now available for Marvel Studios' Thor Love and Thunder, offering long-awaited clues to what's in store for the God of Thunder. The film finds Thor, Chris Hemsworth, on a journey unlike anything he's ever faced, a quest for inner peace. But his retirement is interrupted by a galactic killer known as Gorr the God Butcher, Christian Bale, who seeks the extinction of the gods. To combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Tessa Thompson, Korg, Taika Waititi, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who of course is Natalie Portman, who, to Thor's surprise, inexplicably wields his magical hammer, Mjolnir, as the Mighty Thor. Together, they embark on a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance and stop him before it's too late. Directed by Taika Waititi, of course, and produced by Kevin Feige and Brad Winderbaum. Now, what's interesting about this is that they don't really mention the Guardians of the Galaxy in this plot synopsis, even though they were basically almost in the full trailer for Thor Love and Thunder yesterday. However, it was a teaser trailer, and it looks like they're very much not trying to show us a lot about the movie. They did tease some things, which we'll talk about, but for those who aren't like us, who follow all of this stuff every day, you probably don't know that Christian Bale is going to be playing the villain and that it's Gorr the God Butcher. In fact, there is actually no mention of a villain in the entire trailer. There's only one particular scene that shows us that somebody is out there killing things. But again, it's interesting that they don't mention the Guardians. That makes me believe that everything that we saw in the Thor Love and Thunder teaser, for the most part, all the parts with the Guardians of the Galaxy, is probably in the first beginning part of the movie. Whether that's a quarter of it or not even a quarter of it, it leads me to believe that they're only in it in the beginning. Thor kind of tries to find himself. He goes along with the Guardians of the Galaxy across the galaxy, but then they take off and they leave Thor and Korg, which we saw in the trailer, and they're probably not in the movie anymore. They're off to find Gamora and meet Adam Warlock and do a bunch of stuff that we'll see in Guardians 3. But thanks to the synopsis, we know kind of what happens here. The synopsis says Thor is on a quest for inner peace, and this is most likely the time where he's with the Guardians, and it says, but his retirement is interrupted by a galactic killer known as Gorr the God Butcher, who seeks the extinction of the gods. And thanks to this plot synopsis, I think we actually know what a few scenes in the trailer are now. Now, one is a scene that is taken straight from the comics, which I love. It's of Thor and Korg staring at a massive beast who is apparently dead. Now, this actually comes from Thor God of Thunder #3 in the comics, and it's actually Gorr the God Butcher's debut comic. Now, this beast is actually Falagar the Behemoth, the patron god of the galactic frontier. So this isn't actually a bad being. This isn't a bad beast here. In the trailer, Thor didn't just come across this beast and fight him and kill him. This was actually an old friend of his in the comics. Him and Falagar would come across each other while they were traveling the galaxy. They would cross paths, and they were buddies. Unfortunately, Falagar ends up going missing. And in the comics, and it looks like in the movie as well, Thor is actually the person who comes across him and finds him dead. Now, he actually died on his home planet, and he's surrounded by the people of the planet who pray by his side every day for his resurrection. But in the comics, and again, it looks like in the movie too, this is how everybody finds out that Gorr the God Butcher is going around killing gods. And it's most likely this scene right here that cuts Thor's journey of peace and discovery short. Thor realizes that something is going around killing gods. And not only has this person killed a god, but also his friend, and Thor is a god himself, so this is probably quite concerning. But I'm guessing that this is actually what takes Thor to Olympus. There's a part in the synopsis that says, to combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of King Valkyrie, Korg, and ex-girlfriend Jane Foster, who is now the Mighty Thor. And in the teaser trailer, if you look at one particular scene of Olympus, you can look at the bottom and you can see this whole crew walking into Olympus. And if you notice, there are two red capes there. So one is Thor and one is Jane Foster as the Mighty Thor. Now, why are Thor and the group going to Olympus? Well, Falagar was actually an extremely powerful god. He was the champion of the Tournament of the Immortals for 5 centuries straight. And they say that Falagar wrestled black holes just for fun. So the fact that this god is dead is a very, very big deal because it takes something extremely powerful to kill him. Now, we don't really know much about the Tournament of the Immortals, but perhaps that's where Olympus gets connected here. Thor finds Falagar dead, so he goes to Olympus to find out more, and he goes to talk to Zeus, who was teased in this trailer and we know is going to be played by Russell Crowe. And as we can imagine from here, Thor is going to bring this to the attention of Zeus, who in his realm is the god of the gods, and we assume that he's going to warn him and seek out information as well. And who knows, maybe he'll join the fight. Because like the synopsis says, Gorr the God Butcher is out to make all of the gods extinct. So that's a problem for Zeus as well. So be sure to let me know what you think about all of this. And like I said, we do have some quick little Spider-Man Easter eggs, one of which was spotted in the Thor Love and Thunder trailer and in Spider-Man No Way Home. In Spider-Man No Way Home's first scenes that look back at Mysterio's death, you can see at the bottom of the screen a message saying, "Political turmoil continues in New Asgard." And this directly connects with a scene that we saw of Valkyrie in the Thor Love and Thunder teaser. Now in this scene, there's a sign to the right that talks about an energy crisis, but it looks like Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie wants nothing to do with this meeting. It's a very worldly meeting and she's an Asgardian, now the king of Asgard. So the political turmoil is most likely referring to the fact that the world probably wants some sort of a political connection to Asgard and Valkyrie wants nothing to do with it. After all, you have to imagine how the people of Earth view the Asgardians. They view them as gods. So it would make sense that these big countries would want Asgard on their side as allies, but again, Valkyrie probably wants nothing to do with it. And we have one more big Easter egg that comes in the form of a Tide ad combined with a Multiverse of Madness promo. In this ad, Wong accidentally spills something on Doctor Strange's cloak of levitation. He says that he has to wash the cloak, but the cloak runs away. And as he's chasing the cloak, we see a truck in one of the scenes that says Joe's Pizza Parlor, serving New York oven-fried pizza since 1932. Now, Joe's Pizza is actually seen in the opening scenes of Spider-Man 2. It's who Peter Parker works for. We even see it on his bike helmet. It says Joe's Pizza. And if you notice the address, it actually says Bleecker Street. And if you recall, Doctor Strange's sanctum in New York is on Bleecker Street. So could this be a sign that Tobey Maguire is going to appear in Multiverse of Madness? Rumors have been going around for a while about this, and this is another hint at it. So be sure to let me know your thoughts about this in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe so you don't miss out on any of the latest news. For live updates, you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter. And as always, thank you all so much for watching. Woof woof.